Hey there. Late. Hey, Proverbs 31 Bless. Miss J Lo, aka Jennifer. So glad you guys jumping on the scope. I was supposed to scope like 8 o'clock, but I'm here now. So I'm glad to be here now. And I just wanted to give a preview. So how you guys doing? How was your week? Thank you for inviting your followers, Jennifer. Thank you for inviting your followers. So, hey everyone, so glad you're jumping on this scope. As people are still pinking in, I just want to take a second to introduce myself. I am Jill Bullock, and I'm one of the founders of Detour Movement Inc., where we believe when you renew your mind, you just change your whole life. It's like a domino effect. You change your life, you change your business, and you change your relationships. And today I just want to give you a little bit of preview about what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow on the radio with a good girlfriend of mine, a sister of mine. And I want to share that. Before I do that, let's do a roll call. Who's all on the line? I should have brought my earpiece. I feel like, let me know if you guys can hear me good. I know got my nephew watching TV on the other side. Let me know if you guys can, if the volume's really good. And let me know where you're scoping in from, all you scopers. So I know J-Lo, where you from? I know where you from, but everybody else don't know where you from. Okay, Ariel from North Carolina. Okay, North Carolina is in the building or on the scope. I'm scoping live from Maryland, DC area. Tiffany, hey Tiffany. Let me know where you're scoping in from. Chucktown, Charleston, South Carolina, which is my beautiful hometown. Love the ladies in South Carolina. Love you ladies in North Carolina. Just so excited. So hey you guys, some of you guys may have seen it online. I've been talking about being on the radio show tomorrow. So I say, you know what, tonight I'm just going to do a preview. I'm going to do a preview about what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So in case you didn't hear about it, you can find out about it. And if you're available, you can hop on the line. Yes, Tiffany in Chucktown. Love it, love it, love it. I love the testimonial that you posted the other day about your journey at Walmart. And it was interesting. So thanks so much for sharing that, my dear. So hey, I'm going to be on the show tomorrow, The Audacity to Shine, with Coach Philonda. Philonda is a good friend of mine, a good sister of mine, and she asked me to be on the show, and I was like, I would love to be on the show. And today we were just kind of talking, and she's telling me a little bit about what's going to be on the show. So she was saying, hey, Wellness, so glad you're jumping on the call. All right, why I'm saying call, because we was on a conference call Wednesday. Looked like a guy, Damien. We were on the Power Up on Wednesday call, so I'm thinking call, summit, you know what I mean, scope. So anyway, let me tell you guys a little bit what we're going to be talking about so you can get in, and I'm going to give you this little bit of preview of what I'm going to be talking about. So some of the things she's going to be asking me is really just to unearth what it means to be fabulous. If you're part of our community, and as most people are paying on, let me just say who I am again in case you don't know me. I am Jill Bullock. I'm the Amazon best-selling author of The Biggest Lies Women Believe About Men Dating Themselves and Discovering the Truth to a Fabulous Life and Fabulous Relationship. I'm the founder of Detour Movement Inc., which is an organization that reaches over 20,000 women each week through social media channels and other means to encourage women to renew their mind and transform their life and live a life that's God-centered, have their relationships God-centered, and have a business and ministry that's God-centered. And lastly, but definitely not least, I'm the host of the Fabulous I Am Women's Conference that's happening August 6th and 7th in Silver Springs, Maryland. So if you haven't already, would you do me a favor and join us on our Facebook group at DMI Fabulous I Am Members Group and connect with us there. So anyway, Philonda is going to be talking about tomorrow, asking me to go deeper about what it is to be fabulous. And if you're part of our community, you know we use that all the time. You know there's an acronym for that, right? And she's also going to be asking me, how do people become clearer on their journey of what God has called them to be on? And I'll tell you, part of my own story was, for so many years, I believed so many lies of what other people said I needed to be and what I needed to do. And I end up having betrayal and displaced loyalty. If you go resonate with this, go ahead and just tap the screen. If you ever felt like you got in a place where you were more concerned about pleasing people, pleasing a boyfriend, pleasing, somebody else outside of God, you know what I mean? And it seemed like, you're supposed to be living a life for Christ, and you're supposed to be saved, sanctified, church going and doing all this stuff. But at moments in your life, you find yourself submitting more to people than to God. And you know what that is? That's displaced loyalty. And I could talk about it. I can put one hand up. I can put both hands up and say that's where I was. And it was crazy because it wasn't even really a conscious decision I was making. One thing I'm going to share about this, and God gave me this in my spirit earlier, and I started to scope on this, but I'm just going to at least mention it here. And God has told me that, as believers, we have to be more conscientious, and we have to know and submit and say, I'm going to make a decision to be spiritually led and not emotionally driven, because certain situations that happen in our life cause us to be emotional. When we get in close proximity, you guys, I don't know if any of you guys were on the scope, and I was talking about the soul ties. Right? If you heard the scope on soul ties, or if you saw the video on my Facebook page, go ahead and tap the screen if you saw that was soul ties. And I was talking about how you develop these soul ties. Well, when we have soul ties to people and our soul is tied to somebody outside of God, we start to get our loyalty displaced, and we start to submit to that person. And that was my story, and that was my journey until I learned to really discover the truth of what God was saying in that moment. So this is some of the things we're going to really just dive deep on tomorrow. Also, I'm going to be talking about what are the lies that we experience in battle as women. What do you guys think? I want to hear a little bit from you. I want to engage you. I do my YouTube videos, and then I do Periscope separately. And the reason I do that is because Periscope allows me to hear from you. So let me ask you, we're going to be talking about this tomorrow, but I want to hear from you. What do you think are some of the lies we experience in battle as women? Whether that's women of color, just women in general, as Christian women, what are some of the biggest lies that you believe about who you were and about who you aren't, or, lately or in your past? What would you say? Let me know. Let me think. I know Tiffany and I read the book. I know she got some lies. I wasn't good enough. Yes. Or, your nose may be a certain type of way, or your lips are too big, or your skin is too dark, or your skin is too light. Every other day, dark skin's in style. Every other day, red's in style. Every other day, caramel or caramel, however you want to say it, is out of style. It's always something. Something is wrong with wanting and waiting for a godly spouse. Something is wrong with wanting and waiting for. I don't understand what you're saying, hon. Something is wrong with wanting and waiting a godly spouse. Share with me a little bit more about what you're saying in that moment, hon. So as you guys do that, I'm also going to say what else we're going to talk about. Oh, yes. I'm also going to share with you about what women across the world. Oh, the lie is that something is wrong with that. I don't know what you're saying, but what maybe perhaps you're saying, and what I'm going to say in this moment is that sometimes the lie is that something is wrong with you. Maybe that's what you're trying to say. I know sometimes we feel, especially when you're on that journey of singleness. I know I went through that, kind of wondering, was I good enough? Is something wrong with me? Why is he rejecting me? But how many of you know that rejection is often God's protection? Tap the screen for that puppy right there. Now you should tweet that and Facebook that, because oftentimes rejection is merely God's protection over your life. And I can think about, quite frankly, every time in my life that I have been rejected, it was merely God's protection, God intervening, God putting his hands on my life and saying, daughter, I got you. Don't worry about this. I've been trying to tell you before you got into this situation, before you got in a relationship, I was trying to get you out. You still proceeded. You still barged the doors open and knocked it down, and you were so determined, but I had to intercede. I had to interrupt the plans because that's not my divine plan for your life. So you're going down the wrong path, and he had to snatch you back. And sometimes that requires that person to reject you, and it's okay, because what God has for you is for you, and nobody can take it away. Nobody can take it away. We already know that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but we know that my God, our God, has come so you can have life, and you can have life more abundantly, and there's nothing nobody can do to take it away. And I love that. So what else are we going to be talking about tomorrow? What do you see as your life purpose? Kind of talking about that. You guys kind of already know what my life purpose is. If somebody on here feels that they know my life purpose is, share it. And if you're, and I will have to just see what you guys have to say. And if you don't know, that's all good too. But she's going to be asking me, what is my life purpose? I talk about it every time. I didn't really say it specifically today. I usually say it on the openings of my scope. So what I feel like I've been born to do. How do you overcome shame and fear? Ooh, that is juicy. We're going to be talking about that. So anyway, let me give you guys this number. I should do that. Let me give you the number. Oh, I still want to hear what somebody thinks my life purpose is. But let me give you guys a number so you can ping on and share this. You can go to my Facebook and share the post. So if you call in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the call-in number is 646-716-9397. Okay, so it's 646-716-9397 at 10 a.m. You hop on that call, and we will be live at 10 a.m. tomorrow. It is the Audacity to Shine online radio with yours truly, Moa, and also Falanda will be hosting that call on tomorrow, and it's going to be awesome. And I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about, because we're going to be talking about how to go from a life of being ordinary to living a life of extraordinary, living a life that is fabulous, and having a relationship that's fabulous by shattering fear, overcoming shame, and the things of your past, and just learning to press forward every step of the way, and just reinventing yourself along the way. As we say with our conference, it says the Fabulous I Am Women's Conference, we say release the things of your past sin, past hurt, past pain, past things that you may be stuck in unforgiveness, things that you're trying to press through. We're going to release all of that. Past failures, we're going to release all of that. Restore the body and the spirit, renew the mind, and then reinvent and realign your life to really just to the next dimension that God would have for you. So anyway, that's my time. I just wanted to do a quick preview. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining and watching The Scope. Make sure that you follow me at Jill Bullock, JILLBULLUCK. Make sure you connect with us at our Facebook group at DMI Fabulous I Am members. And also, I want to tell you, make sure you mark it on your calendar, for August 6th and 7th for the Fabulous I Am Women's Conference in Silver Springs, Maryland. It's going to be dynamic. You are not going to want to miss it. I'm telling you, it's going to be up the Richter scale. And mark your calendar for tomorrow to join us. Also subscribe to our YouTube channels. And I love you so much. Until next time. See ya, Jennifer. Love you, boo. And you have a good night, my dear.